Well, guys, so I'm down here with Kyle, and I'm at All Dogs Off-Road. Came down to do some basic service on this. We're gonna do an oil change and whatnot, and the goal was to put it on the lift, but the way the frame sits and with the running boards on the side, even with the extensions on the lift itself, not gonna work. So might have to figure out something else to do with that. But we've got her up on ramps. We've pulled the center console and the engine cover out, the doghouse, so you guys can see that the engine is just right here. We're gonna swap out the air filter. I did buy some spark plugs, but they did not have wires, so I don't know if I'll do those today. And we're gonna do an oil change. Doesn't look very dirty, but
it needed it.
Yeah, we'll change her out. It smells a little gassy.
Yeah.
And I did also buy gear oil for the diff. We've got a cover or a gasket. I don't know if we'll get to that today. And eventually we'll get like the transmission and everything serviced, but we're just kind of start knocking out little bits and pieces here. I was really hoping that we could get it on the lift so I could have done like some inspection on the suspension and things like that, but we can wait on all that for now. We're just gonna get her put together and see. You can see, ooh, you can see all the way through once you put the pull the cover off. So I bought the fancy Wix one. I bought a fancy Wix oil filter and cheap O'Reilly oil. But hopefully it runs a little bit better. I mean, it runs fine as it is, but you know what I mean. It looks fairly clean under here. Like the valve covers are a little dirty, but I don't know exactly what's going on here. That might be for part of the alarm or something, so that is slightly sketchy. I'll have to figure out what those components are. And that's been it. Oh, that's my throttle cable. It's like, what is going on here? Distributor. Can verify that it is actually a V6. Yeah, it looks all right.
It's TBI, so I mean it's gonna smell like fuel anyway.
Yeah,
just because the injectors are there, but
new filter. We'll refrain from flipping it, although I don't know if you could even flip it with the doghouse here, but like everybody used to. Extra race car noises.
V6 race car.
One horsepower. It's funny though how much it almost sounds like a V8, like from the outside, not necessarily, but like because it's not loud, but it's got a little rumble to it. I don't know. Yeah. 4.3 liter V6.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know, like you said, I'd be curious to know what that is.
Yeah.
That's really about the only thing that stands out that's not.
Definitely not factory. It does sketch me out. Like
maybe that had something to do with the center console.
Maybe.
Because of where that's at.
If
maybe.
there was originally a console here, that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
This thing does have an alarm system on it, so it's kind of.
It could be that. Too.
Could be something to do with that, but. All right. Well.
Get it back. Yeah.
We'll leave that off while we change the oil.
That'll work.
You got oil filter wrench.
Is it easy reachable or no?
Yeah, it's straight up and down. All right, oil and filter are odd. Not much room. That's like your vacuum.
Yeah, I was thinking just so it's not in your way.
Oh.
Flip it up so you can. There we go.
Ah, great idea. So 4.5 quarts. I don't know. Do I just dump the whole thing in there? Like half quart's too much.
Yeah, the filter's got some in it, so I'd maybe do 4 and then see what it looks like. Is the dipstick on the engine, or is it?
It's right there.
Oh, okay. It's gonna take a year for it to get down there.
Yeah.
So you could definitely have this thing ceramic coated.
Yeah, I mean, like,
might as well to do that.
it could use a good detail. Well, I don't know if I can afford his ceramic coating though.
Oh.
It's got to be a few grand, isn't it?
I don't think it's that expensive.
One more quart at least. It said 4.5. So.
Well, maybe a ceramic coat, something like this, it might be. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's worth it.
That's the thing, is I want to keep it really nice. You know, I'd like for it to last forever, you know. My wife's like, "Why do you want this?" It's like, well, you can't be the dude with like the cool 50-year-old shit if you don't ever have the 50-year-old shit.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Guess we won't be able to check it until it's down on the ground. We can wait.
Just like tilt back, right? Gotta go around the wheel. There we go. Yep.
Where's this?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Well, where's that? Fucking okay, there it is. I was like,
I had it. Yeah, I had it hanging there out of the way. I think the clip for that is on there actually. The metal clip that we were questioning. I'll hold it if you wanna hook it up, and then we gotta.
oh, it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still there, and then this is gonna go where just
In that. Oh yeah.
like so. Sweet. So yeah, that one clip will just. It looks like it just tightens itself on there.
Yeah.
And that wasn't bad. I thought it'd be a little more difficult than that.
Yeah, I was a little concerned, but then I thought to myself, like, I at least got to know how to do this before I go on a road trip.
Yeah.
There's no popping your hood to check stuff. I mean, check your brake, you know, your fluids. That's about it.
Sweet.
Whew.
Yeah.
Only lost about a gallon of liquid out of my body so far.
There's no air moving it.
No. I'm leaking sweat over here. My camera's getting really hot too.
How's it talking?
Shut you off. It's just overheating.
Oil looks clean though.
Doesn't look terrible. We just checked the oil again and it's good. It just took a little while for it to settle to the bottom. So the oil change is done. We put a new air filter in it. And I think that's probably all we're gonna do today because it is ridiculously hot. I'm confident that the rear end's gonna be fine for a while. Like I said, I did pick up a set of spark plugs, but I'd like to get a new set of wires. I'd also like to put shocks on it. And like I said, something's jiggling somewhere. You can randomly hear it over bumps. Doesn't sound like anything's broken by any means. Just there's a jiggle somewhere inside of it, you know. So we'll have to figure that out at some point. Got more junk here. Well, it's less of a mess than I usually make in my driveway. take her for a quick test ride.
Yep, got it.
It's touchy, you know.
Oh yeah, the door's automatically locked in.
Yeah, and it's weird that they automatically lock right when you put it into turn it on.
Yeah.
And not like when you put it into drive as usual. Probably want to get a rear camera for this. It's kind of hard to.
Oh yeah, you could probably
tell where you're at on the
get an
outside.
aftermarket radio with a camera.
Yeah. Sleeper and drive.
Oh yeah,
You feel that?
that shock on that side's a little clunky, yeah, or whatever that is.
I'm wondering if it's just the shocks. Yeah.
Maybe. They didn't look like they're in too bad a shape though underneath.
No.
But
I mean, everything looks nice. Those things could still be
yeah, they're probably the original ones.
10 or 15 years old.
Yeah.
Easily. Another reason. So guys, there was a piece of paper under the seat, and it's from the previous service, and I found the previous owner's name and phone number. So I'm gonna creep them, and I'll probably shoot them a text to see if it's see what it is, send them a picture, and see if they can send me any pictures from when they had the van or give me any more history. So I'm really excited that I found that. V6 power. Yeah, I just love it. It's so cool.
I just can't get over how clean it is. Like,
Yeah. I got real lucky finding something this nice.
especially locally. Holy cow. Look out, buddy.
Honda.
Probably working down here, HVC.
Oh yeah, I
If
always
they're
forget
open
that's
today.
down here. I've never been in there.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Oh
could you hear
yeah.
that? So yeah, I feel like I hear it more on the
It's definitely
decompression.
Yeah, and it's on your driver's side for sure.
I feel like it's
Oh
coming
really?
from over
Maybe?
there.
I don't know. You could change them both out. I don't even
Yeah.
know. It looks, they're probably Monroe's or something on. I don't even know what these, well, it'd be AC Delco from the factory.
Oh, might be, yeah.
But it's old enough.
I mean, it doesn't feel terrible,
seriously.
but when you hit some,
There's all the Dodge cars.
oh yeah, when you hit some bumps, like you can definitely
Yeah.
hear it. But I don't like, I jiggled stuff around under there. I don't feel like there's anything loose. I mean, it could be a bad ball joint. Like it's probably something that needs to be. The ball joints could probably just be.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Just do them kind of thing.
They're probably just control arms, I would assume, that you just take off.
Probably.
And I mean, everything should come apart pretty easy, I would assume.
Yeah, like it's not super rusty to
No.
try to deal with anything like that.
Drives like an old van.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's a 90s vehicle. It's
Yeah.
just chilling. I gotta try to think of a name for it. My buddy wants me to call it Bad Influence because he's the one that
Talking to me.
talked me into getting one. And I think I said something like, when I sent him the picture that I had, I was like, "You're such a bad influence." And he's like, "There's the name of your van right there." He calls his Craig.
Oh,
He's got a gray one that's like this. Get out of
Gotcha.
the sun at least.
very good. Sweet.
That's good. Yeah, the oil pressure is staying better. It was going, like when you'd stop, it would lower a little bit.
Might have been a little low.
It might have been, yeah. So that's good. Temp doesn't really come up much farther than that, which kind of feel like it should be in the middle, but maybe they put a different thermostat on it.
Yeah,
since
maybe.
they only run it in the summer. But yeah, 202 miles and it hasn't used half a tank yet.
Huh. I wonder if it'll like
It goes faster,
Yeah.
yes. So the speedo is also off by a few miles an hour once you start getting faster. So I need to just like always have my phone on here and mounted somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Get back to you in a minute. All right, y'all. Welcome back. It's a couple of days later, and I'm drinking some coffee here. But we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit more work on the van today. So I originally had intentions of trying to at least spend one night in the thing before I did any modifications as far as like interior. But I've been hanging out and kind of sitting around in the van and doing other stuff in here, and I came to the realization that there's no reason to have the middle seats in, and that the back one kind of sucks, so I'm going to try to remove that one also. But check this out. I didn't show that in the last video, I forgot. Let's go ahead and get this guy opened up though. If I can remember which way I got to turn the key, not that way. So I had some gear loaded up in here. There's some camera stuff in that box, and I kind of shoved a little bit under there, but I've been in here and I had the seat laid down and whatnot, and yeah, it's like 4 feet from one end of the seat to the other, so it's not a ton of space. I tried to find like an air mattress I could toss back here, but one of the negatives about that is that when you do that, you're going to be covering up these little slider windows. So there's a slider window there and a slider window there. So trying to get it down lower would be beneficial. I don't have a bunch of room before the top of the wheel well, but I think once we build something back here, we'll probably build right off the top of the wheel well. We'll see if I choose to go this way or if I choose to go this way. And the thing is, yes, it's a van and it's all one kind of thing here, but from here to here, I'd have to go grab a tape measure. It's just about as much room as I have in the back of the truck there. You know, it's not a long wheelbase van. But these seats do just bolt down. So I'm gonna start today by removing the middle seats for sure. I'm probably gonna take the back one out. And then I also picked up some stuff to try to make some curtains quickly. It'll be like a quick and dirty job. These aren't gonna be permanent, but they will at least help me out, because these camper style windows, like these 3 big ones, are tinted, but the back ones aren't tinted at all. These ones behind me are not tinted at all, and then nothing up there is tinted. But we do have curtains here. I do have like a windshield visor thing that I had sitting in the garage that we'll use. And besides some curtain material, I also picked up a large roll of Reflectix, so we might make some panels for these windows also out of that stuff. We'll see if we get that far today. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the windows and stuff rolled down, and we'll get started pulling this seat out. These 2 captain's chairs here are just 4 bolts. You can see the top and the bottom. You can see the bottom right from under the vehicle, so they'll be really easy to remove. We're gonna have to figure out the bolt holes. Maybe we'll just reinstall the bolts for today and try to find some like rubber plugs that we can put on. But other than that, still stoked on the van. But yeah, let's get these seats taken out here. And I guess I can show you guys the doors. I didn't show it on the last video either, but if you open the door like this, if you kind of pull it in a little ways, pull on this. Let's see if I can do it. Show you guys anyways. They're a little greasy, so I don't want to touch anything, but you can then swing the door fully open like that, and you can do it on both of these and the rear doors. So we'll leave that one like that. This one doesn't want to stay open because my driveway's angled, so we'll probably, come on, there you go. And you can see how wide they open now. We'll get a little bungee cord that we can run from the door handle around the mirror, and it'll keep the door held open while I'm in my driveway at least. But yeah, if you guys can see, there's just 4 bolts like that. And you can see the heads under here. I don't know if you guys can see them. So let's get after it. All right. Ooh. Let's see what we can do here. I assume I'm gonna have to hold on to the bottom ones or it's just gonna spin. Not a ton of room to get up under here, but number dose. Now you guys probably can't even see what I'm doing down here. Look how clean that is though. See if this one will come out. That one too long. Can't get my ratchet on there. All right. Boom, one seat's on. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, I had stuff piled back in here to try to go camp, but gotta wait a day. So, as you guys can see, you have the original holes in the floor. I think for now, we'll just put the bolt back in and tighten them down. And then as far as this area of carpet goes, I've got this little carpet runner here, and I'll just probably set that over the spots. So I don't think I'm gonna have time today to go like pick up a piece of carpet or anything, which I could do also, but I've had already so much more room in there. So much more room. Yeah, look at that. So I'm probably just gonna take this back seat out, and for the first trip, maybe just set a cot in here. It'll be plenty of room. That's probably gonna be the plan. And if I build directly off of the wheel well, like if the height of my bed is as tall as the wheel well, if I can lay this way, we'll find out if I can. But if that's the same height, then I can run like a good mattress, and I won't be completely covering everything up in here. But all right, let's get seat number dose out. Look at all that room for activities. So as far as the back seat goes, it's there's one bolt there, so 4 bolts each side. And you can see that at one point a couple of these had to be cut out. But yeah, and I assume this is just gonna pop out with the seat, but yeah, 4 more bolts on this side. And then I might pull the seatbelt bases out. I assume those were all taken out. And once you take this strap off, you should be able to pull it through here. And these are gonna hang for now, but I don't know, we'll see if we can get those off. That's not a huge deal to me today. But let's get this back seat out. All right, I got the bolts out. That was kind of a pain on this seat, but there we go. I think I'm gonna have to twist her sideways somehow. And which door do I go out of? Back doors. So on the back door, they can both open the same as these side ones, and they can go open really far. But on the driver's side, since I have the spare tire back there, you can only open it that far because the spare tire will hit the tail light. So you can't do that. I'm probably going to leave the spare tire on there, but it's not a big issue to me. All right. See if we can figure out how to get this out of here. It's heavy, I'm sure. Yeah, I guess I can show that to you guys. So I don't want to break that. Would be nice to get this the spare tire hanger recovered, powder coated maybe. Might do that in the future. If you take it off, you'll have 2 open holes right here in your door where it attaches. But there we go. Not sure what this stuff is for. You can see it's missing a bolt there, and there was something there. So I don't know if there was like a little rack system back here at some point, or maybe when the, oh, and I didn't show you guys this, which is cool. It's got a little compartment here where you could have shoved clothes or something, but once again, we don't need it. I wish it like folded forward. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be way easier to do without damaging everything. Possible bungee cord. There we go. Well, seats are out. So much room. Yeah, it's got this bump in the floor here, and that's in the metal, so it is what it is. That doesn't go through to the ground. These other holes are straight through the body. So as far as the curtains goes, I picked up these adjustable curtain rods. These things are just, they're adjustable from 28 to 48 inches, and they're spring loaded. So you just kind of adjust them how far out you need, and you can just pop them into an opening. Let me grab a tripod so I can use those hands here. Drop the camera. Oh, fell in the truck too. Fell in here. So we've got our curtain rod here. And I bought 6 of these so I can do them top and bottom, although the curtain will only be attached on the top. But you just screw this out, you can adjust it, and then it spring loads into your window frame. You guys should be able to see that. And then bam, curtain rod. They just pop right in, so these should work perfectly. They shouldn't fall down. And instead of like trying to make some custom curtains for the side here, I grabbed these. I picked this up at Menards, so this is like a 3-piece kit, but these bottom curtains are 36 inches long. I don't have my tape measure, but I think this is like 28 or 30, so they should fit in there okay for the time being. Like I said, I've got a trip coming up. I'm supposed to be leaving tomorrow for, I don't know, four days probably. 3 or 4 days, something like that. So I kind of need something, given the type of trip this is going to be. So let's see if we can pop a curtain on there. Dang, dang. So we've got 2 panels like this, and these aren't like blackout curtains, but they'll work fine. And they slide right onto these. And I think the curtain rods were like $4.99 a piece, and each package of curtains were $10. But I do end up with this leftover chunk. I really wish this piece would have been tall enough or long enough to do the rear and side windows. But we've got something else to try for that. And let's see, try to get it so they both have the one type of sewing on the back side, right? So yeah, these are a little big, but we'll get them up there and see what they look like. And if I have to fold them and hem them or trim the ends, it's fine with me. All right, curtains. We're gonna go up as high as possible since they are a little long. Maybe right there. It's a little tall. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that, we've got a set of curtains. And so I have 3 of these big windows, so I grabbed 6 rods, and the reason I grabbed 6 was so that I could also stick a curtain rod on the bottom for when I'm hanging out in here, since these are gonna, the windows curve out side of the body of the van a little bit. So I'll be able to take this and I can shove it in here and hold the curtains back against the glass. Just like so. And then if I wanted to, I could also move it up to right above where this little lower window is, and kind of do one of these numbers right here, so that if I want to pop this lower window open, I can still get a good breeze coming right through there, yet have the rest of the window covered up. So not absolutely perfect. They could be a little bit smaller in each direction, but stoked on that because they're gonna work perfectly. All right, let's get the other couple of windows knocked out quick. It's nice to have that little ruffled lip on the top because it kind of helps block out the little gap at the top of the window there. Tested this theory last night. My wife surprisingly had a couple of these, but they were white and they chose to go with the black ones. But boom, there we go. Curtains, at least on 3 of the windows. I am stoked on how those turned out. Let's see what they look like from out here. You can tell. You can see the little tag. I should tear the tag off. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, but like I said, they are a little bit long. They could be hemmed up to fit perfectly, but for 10, 20, 30, for like 45 bucks off the shelf, I can't be mad at that. 45, 50 bucks, whatever it was, because they work. And it was 10 minutes, not even to put those in. Stoked on that. Hell, I could pin them up if I really was concerned, but okay, now we need to move on to these. I don't know what this is for. I think maybe at one point there was curtains up here that you pulled up and hooked over this. I really wish I had pop-out windows. If we can find a set, maybe we'll change to that, but yeah. If I could have found a tint shop quick enough, I probably would have just had these side windows tinted, but yeah, I'm stoked on the curtains back there. With this pulled across, it's gonna be great. Okay, let me pick up some of my trash. All right, y'all, down here in the basement on my wife's side, which most of you guys have probably never seen before. I've got my own little corner over there, but this is her corner. I actually made this desk for her. It's an old door that I pulled out of a building that we were remodeling when I worked construction. It was in an old restaurant, and it was just a fake door that they screwed onto the wall. But stripped all the paint off, stripped the paint off the panels of glass, put a glass top on it, legs, blah, 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 blah. It works nice, and she uses it as her crafting table, and it's a big table. So she's got a bunch of tools down here I can use to cut fabric. And what I have here is just a plain black sheet. This is a full-size plain black flat sheet. And see if I can find her cutter that she doesn't ever want me to use. And I wrote down all the measurements of the windows, and we're gonna we'll probably try one to see how it turns out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do this yet. But this is also just going to be a temporary thing. Just trying to get some shade back there. Where's her dang old cutter tool at? She's got more pens and stationery than anybody I've ever met. She could stock a store with what she's got here. Markers, pens, markers, pens, markers. Alright, I found them. Hopefully she doesn't get mad if I cut right on the glass. These are from Fiskars. There's another one that's, but this one's a little nicer. If I break it, I guess. You can probably replace the cutting wheel, but it's got a little safety on it. Click the safety off, and then when you push down on fabric to cut it, the knife blade comes out and it just rolls along like a pizza cutter, and it is very sharp. So we're gonna get our measurements onto this somehow and cut it out. The thing is, I know she's got like a mat to put down. At least I thought so. I know she's gonna yell at me. All right, I knew there was a mat, so here's a mat, and I've got a straight edge, although this isn't gonna be quite big enough for a couple of them. It'll still help quite a bit. Off camera, while I was waiting for my wife to call back, I ran to our local hardware store and I picked up some rubber stoppers, or like rubber corks, and shoved those down into the bolt holes where the seat was. They fit perfectly. It's good enough for now. It's not going to be a permanent solution, but they were super cheap, and that's better than having the bolt heads sticking up and possibly stubbing a toe or kneeling on one inevitably. So this is pretty sweet. I need 17 by 20 and a quarter, and I need to decide if I go bigger or if I just do it the exact right size for the time being. just make them the correct size for right now, just so that we don't have, I don't need to spend a bunch of time doing this today kind of thing. I just need something that works for the first trip. Straight. All right. Safety off. Here we go. Not to cut my finger. Couple of spots did not cut through. All right. Just gonna do it. Oh, come on. Don't move. Must be a kind of a cut in the blade or something. All right. As you can see, I've got a little bit of junk hanging off of these, but like I said, this is just a temporary solution, but I'll just magnet that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out, the rest of these out quickly off camera, since it's gonna take me a couple of minutes, and then we'll go see what they look like in the van. All right, so I think that's the right one. As far as the back window goes, instead of cutting two individual pieces, I just cut one that will go all the way across. But for the side ones, obviously the doors over here need to open separately. The rear ones, not concerned. And we'll just grab some magnets and stick it up there. Maybe I'll use a little glue or something on them. There we go. Definitely not fancy, but for the first trip this is going to work perfectly. And the nice part is that, you know, if you did want to get some light in but you don't want to take the curtains down, you can just go like this. Maybe do it appropriately. Maybe we can fold it up or something. There you go. Let's get the other ones popped on. And I wasn't going to show you that till the next video, but that's how we're going to start it out, the cot. And as you guys can see, I did measure from right here on the seat base to the door, and this is 8 feet. So basically I have an 8-foot truck bed to work with. That's a little bit taller and wider than your average truck bed. Here we go. We've got curtains all the way around. Like I said, none of this is Permanent will probably live here for a little while, but for the time being, that'll work great. Got some extra magnets, I might as well use them, especially back here, just to keep it all from flopping around in the breeze if I have the windows open. I do have blue magnets in the garage. Oh, we might have to use those. Let me go count how many I've got, see what we can do with that. It's definitely one of those that looks good for my house kind of things. Not perfect. The edges are going to unravel, but we're good to go for a while. And I guess while we're sitting in here quickly, there are the rubber stoppers I stuck in the floor holes. Didn't get it. I shoved them in there pretty good. They're just rubber corks, but for this first trip they'll work. And then I may end up like, I gotta find a better grommet and or seal that hole up around there, because these aren't, a couple of these aren't perfectly circular, but cover it up with carpet, looks good for my house. There we go. It's nice and dark. You can almost on the camera, like it seems like it's letting a lot more light in. But if you go back here, there, you can't see in at all now, which is nice. I will probably won't drive with these on. Just shove them in the back seat here or something. But there we go. And then we've got our curtain that goes all the way across. But let's see what those other magnets look like. They're kind of cool anyways. Too much junk in my garage, and now I have to put these stupid seats in here somewhere. Look at these guys. Although I don't know if these are going to be strong enough. I don't know. Give a few a shot. These look cooler anyways. Matches, oh, lost one. Matches the color of everything. Let's try a few of these before we grab them all, I guess. Stoked. Excited for this trip coming up, guys. Let's hope the van gods watch over me and everything goes all right. Don't need a repeat of my last attempts, my last few attempts, so to speak. And I know you guys are probably wanting some dang old camping. Don't really need that there. Boom. There you go. It's the middle of the day. All the curtains are closed. It's nice because you can actually kind of still see it out. There's the front curtains closed, and they actually do have snaps on them, so you can keep it closed. Probably not necessary. But there we are. Nobody can look in here and see me is the nice thing. But I still have a decent amount of light in here, even if it's all closed up. Yeah, super excited. Let me open this curtain up a little bit. Super stoked on how this all came out. The side curtains obviously look a lot nicer, but getting the bed and everything out of here, or getting the seats and everything out of here, there's so much room back here now. I'm going to definitely enjoy having this van, and I'm stoked to see some other vans here soon and see what's going on. But I need to get this video edited, and I need to get all my junk packed up, because I've got about an 8-hour drive tomorrow on the first leg of this trip. I was kind of hoping I could do half of it today and half of it tomorrow, but I am not gonna rush into that. I'll give it the morning, and we'll just leave early and do a long haul. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out here. I did have enough of those blue ones, those blue magnets for the entire thing. Like I said, I'm not gonna drive with these on the side windows or the rear windows, so I'll go ahead and pull those down quick. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be camping on the next video if everything goes right. As long as this thing doesn't, I'm not even gonna say it, we'll make it. So yeah, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.